How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. My name is Olivia Murphy. You can just call me Olivia, but what would you like to be called?
You can call me Allie.
Allie? Okay, great. Before we start, Allie, I just kind of want to tell you some of our policies and just how our agency kind of works. Here at this agency, we work with different families for different reasons. Sometimes it's just for their health care. Sometimes it's for, they need clothing or school supplies or even furniture for their house. And sometimes, we work with them on their relationships. If the family's just kind of having trouble with fighting or communication, we help them with that. We want to bring them together so that they can live a healthy and successful life, and that's just kind of what we do. And also, in this agency, we take seriously confidentiality. Everything and anything that you say to me will be confidential. It will only be between us and no one else. And but if you do say something about hurting yourself or hurting someone else, I do have to report that. It's just a legal obligation. But other than that, nothing that you say to me will be told to anybody else. You told my secretary that you wanted to talk about kind of the relationship that you're having with your daughter, that there's some communication issues and you kind of feel like out of control when handling her. Can you kind of tell me about that situation?
Yeah, she has just been very disrespectful lately. Like the other night, I asked her to do the dishes and she just started yelling at me, like, for no reason, just saying, I'll get to it when I'm ready, like, I'm busy, and she was just sitting there talking on the phone with her boyfriend. And so, I don't know, and she's been very disrespectful to her brother, just picking at him, like, calling him names, and, like, which is normal, but it's to the point where, she's hurting his feelings.
Mm-hmm. So, you said she was talking on her phone to her boyfriend, like, is that relationship good? Is that helping her in any way, or?
No, I don't think so. I really don't like him. He's a new boyfriend. They haven't been seeing each other for very long, but she's been running around with him and his friends, and I think that they're a bad influence on her.
So what do you mean by a bad influence?
Well, since this is a small town, like, I know all the kids, and I know their parents, and I know that they've always been very rebellious, and they're disrespectful to their parents. And I know that, which they're all about 16 to 20 years old, like, that's the ages. And I know that pretty much all of them are into alcohol and drugs, and I don't know, I just don't want Katie to get caught up in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Do you, so, like, is it affecting her, like, in any other way, like in school, or is it just with you?
Well, yes, I actually saw her grades the other day, and before she started hanging out with this guy and his friends, she made pretty good grades. She made B's and maybe a C here and there, but now she has all D's in her classes, and so that's an issue. And then I've noticed that her other friends that she used to hang out with, she's just kind of like, she never brings them around anymore. They used to be over at least like once a week. I haven't seen them since she got with her boyfriend now, and so.
Yeah. So you feel as though because of her new friends and her new boyfriend that your daughter is learning these like disrespectful behaviors, and that it could even lead to substance abuse.
Mm-hmm. I do. I'm afraid she may have even drank before.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
One night she came home and she was acting kind of funny, and so I don't know. I think she may have been drunk.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's crazy. So what kind of extracurricular activities is your daughter like involved in?
Well, she used to play soccer, but that's been a while. She quit that when she started high school. She was kind of tired of it. She likes to draw, and she's very artistic, but she doesn't really do anything. I know there's an art club at the school, but she doesn't show any interest in it.
Yeah. So like she just kind of wants to be by herself or with her boyfriend, right? There's all the time with them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we can kind of make a plan on different types of things, like kind of the stuff that you spoke to me about, that maybe we can kind of look into, maybe, you know, doing soccer again, or since she loves art, just kind of maybe going to the art club, kind of seeing what it's like, and if she doesn't like it, maybe she doesn't have to go back, but just kind of seeing if she does like it, and maybe she can take all of, you know, that negative energy that she's getting from, you know, her boyfriend and from these friends, and maybe kind of put it into her artistic abilities, and or even with soccer, and maybe we can just kind of see what she thinks about that, and also I think we could also make a plan in communication. It feels as though you and your daughter are not making good communication skills when it comes to, you know, she's yelling at you whenever, you know, you ask her to do a simple task like do the dishes, or cleaning a room, or anything like that, and so maybe we can kind of, you know, kind of maybe have her come in and just kind of talk to her about stuff, and or even you can even just address like, okay, I'm concerned about you, and you know, and not maybe bashing her friends, but being concerned about her friends, you know.
Yeah, I've tried to talk to her about her, like how much she's changing, but she just kind of, she acts like I don't understand it, and she just kind of stomps off, and so
Yeah. So maybe if we put her in a different environment where she, you know, she's not in, you know, the household, like maybe around her brother and stuff. Maybe when she's, you know, in an environment with us, like kind of maybe she'll be more open, or at least willing to kind of really show, okay, like there is a concern because we're meeting with someone, and maybe we can kind of talk it out and see what's kind of going on. Because I'm sure she sees her grade slipping. I'm sure she sees, you know, how she is being different, and she doesn't have the same friends as before, and so kind of seeing how, like, you know, it can affect your entire life with, you know, not having good grades, or and even just being respectful to people, you know, in general, you know, when you get a job and different stuff like that. So maybe we can just kind of work on the communication that you and your daughter have. Again, maybe looking into soccer, looking into maybe art club, and just kind of channeling all those things, and, you know, just kind of seeing, or even if she wants to do something else differently, we can kind of talk it out with her and see if she has an idea, and you know, because she could totally change her mind about art and soccer by now, of course. But we can do that, and we can meet together. Maybe we can kind of next week see if she, you know, likes to come in and talk with us. Is that good? You think
yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, well, great. I'm so glad that we got to talk today. See you next week.